Hey everyone, it's Trail Ducker, or Tyson is my real name. Doing some playthroughs of the Design League 4.1 contest entries. I want to give everyone who entered some feedback for them to take with them on future projects. This is my second one, going in alphabetical order, so doing DL 4.1 Bobby J, who's Bobby J from the forums. And for these, gonna make sure I'm on the back tee. There's only one. Gonna do pin 3, and don't want crazy wind kind of affecting how I discuss the strategy, so I'm just gonna keep that at low. And then before I start, got some gaming lo-fi Soundstripe playlists that I'm gonna start. All right. Alright, so let's fly up. Immediately, good use of the new rocks. Like, it looks pretty cool. You did actually a pretty good job using them to create this desert mountainy feel. Got a clubhouse here. Nice work. Looks like you got a stinky trash there. Gotta clean that out. Nice work there, though. I don't think most did a clubhouse. Looking at this, first thought, and I know other judges agreed, this does need, even if it's thin, like a little layer of heavy rough. I know it's a little hard with the heavy rough in terms of it fading. There's one, I want to say it's on the third page, there's one brush that if you look at it, it has a little light blue circle on one side. If you use that side, and you usually have to click twice, it does create a very good kind of random gradient of rough. I used it on a couple of my projects that I had that I did in Step, and it works pretty well. Here, it's kind of an S shape with the water cutting through it. But I get the strategy. If you're a big hitter, you can try to get in that little spot for a closer shot. But I like that this is diagonal, and the bunkers could use some sculpting, but they look really cool. You got a good start on it. You got the low side and stuff. It's just some of this crinkling here could be fixed up a little bit, but the high sides, the way that they kind of burn in the ground, do look really cool. Makes them kind of pop. Like this look is real cool, the way they're kind of layered. I'm not sure if that bunker that's like right ahead of me is necessarily needed. But I get what you're doing. You don't want it to be a complete easy drive, so you're kind of cutting it off, but I don't know, just a thought. And he went with the river. As I said on the first one, nobody went with any of the mountain or ravine. Everybody went the river. So everyone's being judged on the same playing field. But the thing about the river is it could use a little more random movements through it. It's a little uniform, and then when it gets high, some of, like here, this looks a little artificial. Could be done a little smoother. But yeah, it just needs a little more randomness around it so that it looks a little more natural. Alright, let's see if I play better while talking than I did on my first playthrough. I like the little things of grass. I'm not entirely sure how true to a environment that is, but it looks real cool, kind of desolate, deserty, mountain. So I get what you're doing here, but I don't know, the water seems a bit forced the way it cuts through the fairway like this. Again, I get what you're doing, especially because it's a par 5. I feel like it shouldn't be... I mean, it is downhill, but... And then something... I feel like if you could have somehow lowered this fairway so that... I know it's hard to really see the water from the tee, but that you really see on this side that it is cut off from the tee. I like these bunkers. That bunker straight ahead, I don't know if it's needed. It makes them look a little, how do I say it, like they're too in line. God, I get these fast when I'm recording. I don't know if it's something I'm doing or if it's recording messing with the controller. Okay. So I'm gonna pretend this was my approach shot. It's not a bad. I kind of dig the green. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like 100% completed, but I like where you started with it. And the way the rocks kind of create that little pathway behind it's kind of cool. The one thing is the rocks. These rocks that are close to the course kind of come out of nowhere, so a little more rock outcroppings are close to the course kind of make them not seem so random. I don't know how necessary it is, but that's a cool little bridge that has like rocks in the middle on the way. The rocks in the water are interesting because I just don't know. They seem man-made, but I know they create interest. Something about the way these, like I would have connected these a little more smoother rather than this kind of V, and the way this kind of has this bulge off it just looks unnatural. So I would have connected those in a little bit, but it's not as bad as over there, but the same here. Found some way to smooth out this connection between these fairways. I see what you're doing. And I guess this is kind of a cape-ish, although this isn't necessarily Cape hole because of the green, but it's kind of like a Cape drive. But I don't see... I would like a little more reasoning besides just get as close as you can for biting off more of this. And honestly, I feel like it would have even been more successful if the water... You're biting off more of the water rather than the sand trap that I hit over. So if like the water cut in more and that kind of knuckle. That was what was happening, is when I was pitching and talking, I was getting really bad fast or slows. Not used to playing while talking. So I get that this is a drivable 4. This is 2 really short 4s back to back. For one thing, and I get that it's drivable 4, but it's still, this is a bit one-dimensional. Like, you have the risk reward of this, but I don't know, it just needed something to make it a little, have a little more design flair to it. But it's a good start to the whole concept. I'm gonna be bold and try to go for it, but we'll see. Oh, and I slowed it because I didn't want to fast it. God, my pitches just aren't getting. Well, I don't know if it's while recording or if it's something I'm doing while I'm talking, but. That is with that kind of dip in the green, that's a hard shot when you're on the top end over there. Yeah, and I think I remember one of the judges saying this, your greens are a bit like straightforward, like you could angle the greens a bit better to really accentuate the strategy and the preferred angles that you're going for. But I get what you're doing. It's angled a bit where this is the better shot than up here, but up here it's more wide, and down here you're flirting with the water. It just could have a little more to it. I'm probably gonna end in the sand, but I'm gonna try sneak past it. Nope. Oh, I was short of it. And gave myself pretty nasty sand. Sorry, I just realized my mouse is on the screen. I hope that wasn't there the whole time. Yeah, and then I have to look. I'm gonna look at the size after the next hole, but that seemed like a lot of holes the same length in a short time frame. I don't mind this green. It's kind of a cool hole. It's basically a Redan. Let me also. So the first hole, it cuts in front of the green. The second hole, you hit over it and it's on the side, and then third hole it's on the side, fourth hole it's on the side, fifth hole it's behind the hole. But it's not as much. I wish the water was a little more in play here. It's the only one behind the hole, so I wish that was a little more of a risk. But you did a good job of using the water in different ways. Alright, I'm gonna try to hit this like the Redan shot. Hit that hill and roll down. Oh, I went too far. The green is a bit flat here. I would like these beads to be moving. So it's just like raise it an inch or two from one, either raise it down on that side or up to just have at least a little slope. Not a ton, but just so it doesn't seem so flat. So let's look at the scorecard. Yeah, since this is only 6 holes, 3 and 4 they're too close to each other to be too similar in size. Maybe one of those, probably 3, could have been pushed out to be more like 420. But you had some good ideas. Again, I really like the way the rocks were used. Planting could have, had a little more pop to it, but it was decently planted course. Looked pretty good. Some of the sculpting needed a little more refinement, so it didn't look as kind of artificial. But it was a cool concept doing it in the step theme like you did too, though. So good job. Thanks for entering, and I hope to see you in 4.2. All right. Thank you.